And just like that, we are live. Welcome to the Golden Boot Podcast. It's your boy, Pooh Bell. And of course, I got my partners with me, my brothers, Aunt Petty Murphy,
What's
Daniel D.
happening?
Will.
What up?
Hey, fellas. It was kind of a slow week, but we did a good thing, and I've been like lit up all day. So as you all know, we did the Garth Brooks ticket giveaway. And congratulations to my man Cyanosis M. He went to the concert, provided us with some great pictures. Pictures of Garth, him and his mom, and
Look at that smile.
man, the smiles. So first of all, fellas, it wasn't just so much that the concert and that we gave away tickets, but the kind of story behind it. If y'all would give me a second, let me find this tweet because I know when I read it, I got choked up this morning. Got in my
crying.
feelings. Hey, listen, like
He
a
called
baby.
me. Yeah,
Like
snot coming out his nose and everything. It was crazy.
Somebody was cutting onions over there, huh?
Hey, listen. First of all, my sinuses started acting up, and my eyes were sweating. But
Yeah, my contact was tripping when I read it. I ain't gonna lie.
hey, so he said a few of these songs tonight were special to my mom and my dad. And halfway through the dance, mom turned to me with teary eyes. She didn't have to say a word. I understood. I want to thank you, Golden Boot. This is a night I won't forget. And immediately I was like, okay. But
You the real MVP.
you're the real MVP. But hey, you know what I'm saying? The show must go on. Again, congratulations. I'm happy that they went to you. Those tickets went to you and that you had a great time. But fellas, we put it out there. We got a special announcement. So
Drop that heat.
let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
The Golden Boot Pod is proud to announce that merchandise is now available. We have everything from t-shirts and hoodies, to hats and beanies, to drinkware, to wearables and blankets. You can find it all under the merchandise tab at thegoldenboot.podbean.com or go directly to thegoldenboot.com. As always, thank you for supporting the Golden Boot Pod.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have merch now.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Also, the model does not come with the bikini.
He does not. But Daniel said he does look like that in a bikini. So if y'all want, he will try it on for you. But fellas, you know what I'm saying? We playing and stuff when we doing, but we got a special guest in the building.
Yeah.
He said he don't mind a little hot sauce, but you please better hold the mayo. None other than the man himself. Hold the mayo. Welcome to the Golden Boot. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, baby. It's the Lord's Day. How we doing?
Hey,
We good, man. We good.
We here. Listen, it's another day.
We live, baby.
Let me tell you one place you're not gonna find me with a search warrant at a Garth Brooks concert, baby. I just name this shot.
So one thing I will say about the Garth Brooks, I saw the pictures and it was packed. It was packed. Oh my God! And listen, and I'm gonna say this for all y'all out there talking about, did they leave during halftime? Stop. We understand. I understand the feeling, but y'all please stop.
That's so petty.
It's so petty, but people are still in traffic.
Hey, you think YB do the same thing?
I saw that.
What's amazing about it though, kind of is like, dude, that's 100,000 people there for one song, bro. They don't not one of the 23 other he sang. They there for that one song. They had the decimal meters out on an app on an iPhone. I never even knew you could get.
They had to wait 2 hours to hear that. That one song too. He put it at the end.
Hey, here's the crazy part about it. Somebody from the geology department actually put up. They turned it on, and they were able to time the exact moment that Callin Baton Rouge played, and it was, and you can see like a pun intended.
A trimmer.
You can see a seismic difference. So. But let's get to it. First of all, welcome to the Golden Boot, Mr. Hold The Mayo, Devin. we've seen you, we've seen the laughs and stuff. Every good hero has an origin story. What is yours?
Well, I don't know if after I tell you my story, you're gonna think anything heroic. But
hey, listen, some people think Thanos a hero. I'm just saying.
I'm one of them ones because man, it's just something about it. He was just powerful.
Listen,
it was something about it.
I told y'all the story prior to coming on about the sixth graders. If I could have snapped my fingers, half them people on that plane would have left today.
Yeah,
and it would have all been in sixth grade.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh man,
my stories. I could tell it because I've told it so many times. But I guess nowadays I need to get good at telling it because a lot of people are gonna ask it. And dude, I come from the car business. I was working in the car business for almost 5 years. I sold a ton of cars, man. I was a salesman. And then I wound up being a manager. But like in that time before I became a manager, like I started seeing what was going on the internet. I saw like Barstool Sports. I saw like a bunch of podcasts. Podcasts were really hot at the time. And I just noticed that nobody, literally zero people in New Orleans in 2019 were doing anything on media. Like they weren't really doing no podcasts. If they did a few and then they stopped. I know 100 cats like that, bro. They still start up podcasts and stop. It's crazy. But like there was just nobody other than the radio that was doing anything, man. And I saw that in 2019, and I just said, man, I gotta keep putting myself on the camera. I know, it took tons of trial and error just to get where I'm at today, and where I'm at today is nowhere. We still have so much work to do. But just knowing then, I was like, yeah, I got to get myself on the camera, whatever way, shape, and form. If it fails, whatever. People like it, whatever. If people don't like it, whatever. I'm gonna stay myself. And eventually, bro, you realize that after 3 years and quitting my job, because I've been doing this full time for 2 years now. So after 3 years in the craft and 2 years employing myself doing it, man, you just get better and better. It's like any craft, bro. It's any craft, bro. You do it every day, you're gonna get better. You're gonna figure something out. So that's where we at today.
That's awesome.
Wow. Follow your dream. Hey.
Yeah. Real talk. Because
it sounds pretty heroic to me, man. You know what I mean? Going out on a limb chasing your dream, bro. Ain't too many people that would do that, bro.
But that was the big and look, I'll be the first to tell you, bro. Like I made like 3 sandwiches today. I swear. I made like 3 sandwiches today. I live like I'm in college right now. But in my mind, I just know that there is a paradise coming. So
it's a freedom to it, though. You know what I mean?
And then there's some pros, bro.
I tell you, man. Normally, life, rewards the people that take risk. So if you forever play it safe, more than likely you're gonna live a boring life. So kudos to you, man.
I appreciate it, man. And I guess when you're thinking, bro, when you first start, you're like, man, it's so risky. It's so risky, bro. Like I really don't know if I should do that. Man, once you're a year or 2 in it, man, you like, man, this risk is paying off.
Yes,
like 100%, no doubt about it.
Yes,
so,
hey, can I ask you a question too? Because I know we're gonna get into it, but do you have to pay for all them red beans?
Yeah. Yeah. And then look, don't get me wrong. Like I got more people nowadays that will offer to pay for them and whatnot, and more kind-hearted. But man, I went probably 80 something all being all days paying for them things, man. Like just straight up,
What's your budget for red beans and rice? Like how much for you? Like how much did you spend on red beans and rice last year?
Oh, I did that number, bro.
I know you had to write it off on your taxes.
Yeah. You're crazy. That's a whole nother podcast right there. we could do 100 episodes on taxes. But yeah, no, like I don't want to spend over $10. That's in my head, I don't want to spend over $10. I see Tristan Barry all sitting there. He is a straight clown.
That is funny.
But yeah, I don't want to spend over $10. If I got to spend $12, whatever, I'll do it if it looks fire. But man, 15, we getting really, really disrespectful. Like probably not gonna buy
good.
All right. So we did have a question for you from the chat. Did you know there was a market for people watching you eat red beans and rice? Because that was going to be my next question. What inspired the, RBR Mondays?
I read that question first, and now I'm reading. Now I get it. So, no, dude, I was doing like Tombstone Pizza first, and then I was just in my kitchen running promos because I'm a huge wrestling fan. I grew up watching wrestling. So whenever you see me running promos, bro, you gotta understand, man. I fall asleep watching 90s wrestling. But like, I was in my kitchen running promos on Tombstone Pizza. It got a little traction, but it wasn't it, So man, came a moment I had to figure something out. I just started going out eating, and then the first thing I got was red beans. And then literally after I did it one time on video, I just never stopped doing it every Monday. It just clicked. I was like, man, that's it. I was like, because red beans are underrated. It's mutual things with me and red beans. I feel like underrated, been disrespected. Like you go to a restaurant and you're like, oh yeah, we got red beans, but like, yeah, all right. Like now people are on their game with the red beans, baby. Yeah. Everybody got them. Everybody ready for them now.
Yeah. I know red beans is a craft for you, but I'm gonna tell you when I felt disrespected when Popeyes got rid of the dirty rice, because I would do red beans with the dirty rice.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And that is disrespectful. Why? Why? In the chicken wrap. Why?
Listen. Of all things, they could have got rid of. They got rid of $2 too. Man, listen. First of all, them nasty ass fries, you could have got rid of them. Let Chuckles or Rallies. Well, y'all have Rallies out. Let Rallies have the fries. Get rid of them get rid of them fries.
That's a good point.
No sponsors.
God, I'm sorry. God, not that. Popeyes ain't gonna sponsor.
I say you passionate about them fries, huh?
Man, listen, I'm sorry.
Hey, fries good though.
No, they're not.
No, I don't. Now that he said that, I don't know what time I ate Popeyes fries. I didn't feel like just crusty after, bro. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really care for their fries. Okay. Hey, let me ask you this: How did you decide where you getting red beans and rice from?
I think the best method is what I do every Monday, which I just wake up that day and worry about it, because I don't like planning nothing. I don't like, I don't tell nobody I'm coming, so ain't no planning needed, And I just wake up Monday morning and I look, and for some reason, man, every time I look on the internet, I feel like there's another spot that pops up, like they build in a new spot every week or something. I don't know what's going on, but it just works out every Monday morning. And now I expanded it, so I can go more places now. So, if I want to go to St. Bernard, if I want to go to, Metairie, which that didn't work out, but
Hey, I saw that. Hey, so you got mad because they made you wait, huh? Hey, I don't like waiting.
Bro, and I felt like I was in like a library waiting too. It was like, why am I waiting?
The elevator music playing?
Dude, it was I felt like I was in a gift shop. Let's be real, bro. And like there was really nobody in front of me, so it was kind of confusing. And anyway, it was just a misunderstanding. But hey, bro, that's life.
Hey, you know what? I want to say one more thing too. One of the funniest things about your videos is the random people, like the guys. Some people call them crackheads. I call them neighborhood friendly people.
I'm trying to think what I call them, because I don't call them crackheads. I don't know. I
don't want to say that. I don't want to say crackheads, because some of them might not be crackheads.
Last thing I'm gonna say about crackheads is I don't call a crackhead unless he's truly just out of pocket, like on it. That's the only time.
Listen, I was just in Phoenix, and I saw some people of sketchy, descent, I guess you could say. I just call them people of the night, and I just because listen, I saw some things that I might have PTSD from some of the stuff, and all I did, I just went to the gas station.
Yeah,
but don't go. The truckers call them lot lizards. So
that's a different story.
I was thinking maybe unicorns. Just because they're just so unique, man. Like just unicorns. Hey,
my cousin used to call them thrillers.
This is crazy. It's like 20 names.
Because you really don't want to be disrespectful. Because some of the
they got a different level of strength to them, dog, and you don't want them to get a hold to you, bro.
They're the closest thing to X-Men, for sure.
All of them have 6-packs.
I have never looked at their ass. Dang.
I mean, they take their shirts off. Whenever I grew up in Bro Bridge, they had a guy named Chili Paul, and Chili Paul used to dance all over Bro Bridge. He had an 8-pack.
I'm good.
Okay. He had an 8-pack.
Hey, they be doing pull-ups in the most random places, dog.
They can wash your car too, really good.
I don't listen. I don't know how we got here.
I don't either.
We'll never get away if we don't get away.
All right, all right. So let's go here.
Hey, hold on. Like and share, please. You know, I had to do my interruption. Like
This
and
guy
share.
right here.
Like and share. There you go.
All right. So I know you're a huge Pelicans fan. That's one of the first things I did notice about you, and is our resident Pelican fan. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. Somebody on this podcast has been slandering Zion and his weight.
I mean,
It's me. I've been slandering him and his weight. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about the recap of the series. One thing I'm not a Pels fan. But I was very impressed.
No doubt.
I was pulling for him. I really thought this was going 7, 2 games in a row.
It should have.
Yeah, once
they start winning, I liked it.
Yeah, it turned so quick, man.
Yeah.
And once it turned, bro, it was hard
But
to catch.
I think that's youth more than anything. So and that kind of leads me to where I'm going. Optimism from next year. What do you guys see? And I know you've been kind of on it all day in Twitter, so I'll let you handle this one. You know what I'm saying? Where you see this going?
Man, the future is bright, bro. Like in the words of Michael Jordan, the ceiling is the roof. You know what I mean? Like they really don't have a ceiling right now, bro. If Zion is healthy next year, which he should be, since they didn't play him, Daniel, they should have a healthy Zion, make a few more pieces, get you another shooter out there with Trey. You got the top 10 pick from the Lakers. You know what I mean? You still got Devontae Graham, Larry Nance, Jackson, some guys that you could trade if you needed to build around the core that you already have. You got a great young core with CJ, B.I., Zion, Jonas, Herb, Jose, Trey Murphy. Like all these guys are 30 and under pretty much. You know what I mean? And all of them are under contract for the next 3 or 4 years. So you have the core there. You got the coach there. You got the staff there. You got the buy-in from the fans, and you got everything you need. You just got to get Zion there and finish putting the pieces around him.
I think we Zion and a shooter with Trey Murphy away. I really do. Bro, the best thing about what just happened is now this like the dudes who do come back next year, and you would hope that most of them will. Maybe you don't see a Jackson Hayes. Maybe we make a move with a Jackson Hayes. Maybe we don't bring Larry Nance. Whatever, right? You'd hate to see both of them leave, but I would say that the best thing about what just happened was, bro, we just went through a whole playoff series with the best team in the NBA, bro. Like straight up, like and the Suns.
And you weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to be there. You got to have all those playoff moments. Like, think about it, bro. None of that stuff happens unless you go to playoffs. The FJ Crowder chant, the Chris Paul 8-second half courts by Jose Alvarado, the Larry Nance peak moments that he had, the Jonas, the games that Jonas had. It's just like B.I. having the success that he had. None of that happens unless you get into that series, and we got in there. Dude, the Pels showed up. That's one thing nobody left saying after that series was like, oh, the Pels didn't show up. Like, no, they showed up, bro. Like, and that's just chapter number 1, bro. We just started writing a book. That's chapter number 1, bro. This book is gonna go on like a Harry Potter book. It's a lot of stuff to come. And Zion's the key, baby. Zion is the key. You got to get another shooter because you did kind of see in flaw-wise that the Pels could have used another shooter maybe in that series.
Whenever Devontae's shot wasn't falling or CJ's shot wasn't falling, you could tell, and that kind of limited what the offense could do and limited some of the spacing of the offense. But look at it like this: if you take that starting lineup from the playoffs and you take Jackson out and put Zion in, you can't tell me that team don't go 7 or beat the Suns. You know what I mean? You can't tell me that. So I said it in one of the other shows. Devin, I said this team could make like a Memphis run from last year. Memphis just got into the playoffs last year. Then they used that momentum, made a few pieces, made a few trades, got a few more pieces, and then we see what they are this year, number 2 team in the West. So I'm not saying they're gonna jump that high, but that type of jump from the 9th seed up to top 5 seed in the West next year when everybody healthy.
I agree with you 100%. If Zion if he comes back as good as he was before, averaging 26 points or however many points he averaged, he really gives them a good boost, a big boost. CJ doesn't have to score as many points. We don't have to always rely on Brandon Ingram so much. But not only that, Zion was a bully in the post. You know what I'm saying? Not too many guys want that. A lot of people say the NBA is soft, right? Well, hey, you got a big bull coming in and stripping the ball away from people, literally taking their lunch money. Give him the ball.
I was thinking about that when I was watching the games earlier. Like, I was thinking about, like, Zion is going to be going to the line a lot. So I hope he's been shooting his free throws, bro, because the way that the game is now, and it happens so quickly, bro. Like, they calling them fouls every time. In the playoffs, too, bro. It's just they calling
game.
Dude, yeah, they calling that stuff every time, bro. He's going to be at the line a ton.
And the thing about it is, he's a mismatch for everybody in the league.
Yep.
Except for maybe like 3 guys. You know what I mean? But like, either you're too slow for him, or you're too small for him. You know what I mean? Either he's just gonna bully you, or he's gonna blow by you.
And he can shoot.
There's no matchup for him, bro.
Yeah, and he can shoot, man.
My favorite way to look at it is the first way you said it, is that when you look at taking Jackson Hayes out and putting Zion in, bro, drastic difference, bro.
Exactly.
So that y'all actually brought up several points, and y'all may have already answered this, but needs for next season.
Shooting.
Yeah.
You got to get a guy that lights it up, bro. And we struggled with this for years.
Yep.
For years, bro. You got to get a guy, and I know there's a comparison out there. I'm talking, so I can't think of it on my head. But there's a guy that's on somebody's team. Oh, I just thought of him. I know this is a gem to find, but look at what Jordan Poole's doing, bro.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson type of guy. You know what I mean?
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Like, you get a guy like that, dude, and that's no disrespect to Jose Alvarado, because Jose Alvarado could level up to be a monster just like Jalen Brunson. Kind of different game, but dude, if we could get a guy as consistent like that off the bench, bro, it's over.
Well, see, then you could play them two together. You know what I mean? You can have Jose be the defensive stopper type, and then you can let Brunson run the second unit. And Jose don't have to do as much on offense, facilitating and stuff like that, so he can use more of that energy on defense. And Brunson takes some pressure off CJ scoring wise, takes some pressure off BI, and he's a guy that can, be a closer late game situations if need be. I think that's a perfect fit.
Brunson gonna get paid, bro.
He is, but I don't know if Dallas can pay him. I don't know if Dallas could be the one to pay him. Somebody gonna pay him some money though, for sure.
Every time I watch that dude play, he just lights it up.
Yeah, he's a killer for real.
AYS killing me, man.
AYS.
Jose plays tight defense like glass in your ass. Well, I tell you what, people never live that down, man. What a night! What a one night thing to just last forever, man. It's just crazy.
Wow. All right. So
AYS.
Let's switch it to the other local favorite, the Saints. With the Saints drafts, their drafts in order: Chris Olave at number 11, the wide receiver out of Ohio State; Trevor Penny, number 19, the offensive tackle out of Northern Iowa; Alontae Taylor, number 49, the cornerback out of Tennessee; DeMarco Jackson, keep that one because I'm gonna come back to that one, number 161, linebacker out of App State; and Jordan Jackson, number 194, the defensive tackle out of Air Force. That's also a unique one because he may not even be able to play right.
He will. He got the waiver to where he can play.
Okay, yeah, but and the reason why I say the DeMarco Jackson, and I know we're gonna talk a little LSU. We'll get into it. Damone Clark was on the board.
Yeah,
and the Saints, once again, LSU players out there, we do that thing where we, LSU fans were like, oh man, we're gonna get LSU player for the Saints. And the Saints was like, nah, I'm good. Let me go ahead and get this dude. Let me get this dude from, somewhere you probably ain't heard of. And
he a dog though. He was the defensive player of the year in the Sun Belt. Though,
I take nothing from him.
There's a method to that madness, man. They're gonna make a movie about that one day. Why the Saints passed up on so many LSU dudes? Because there's got to be a reason, bro. Like whether it's like how comfortable they are in their home state, maybe like they just want guys that haven't been here before to where they could be fully, devoted and not go eating at the at your mom's house on Sundays, and I don't know, bro. Like,
I think if you look at it, this is just my theory. I think if you look at it, it's like you're picking a guy who's an hour away from where he just spent the last 3 or 4 years of his life. So that's the last 3 or 4 years of friends, ex-girlfriends, all these kind of distractions and stuff like that he's right up the road from. And it's not just Saints and LSU, like Ohio State.
Right.
The Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati hardly ever draft Ohio State players. You know what I mean? So it's not just, and honestly, I think it's more of a Sean Payton thing than it was a Saints thing, because before Sean Payton, David Henderson, you know what I mean? Like, and actually since Carter, shout out Carter the Power, he did an episode on his show on this. Since 1980, the Saints are tied for 7th in drafting LSU players since 1980. They've drafted like 7 or 8 of them. And so actually it's just been like since Sean Payton when we hadn't really drafted anybody. And like I seen somebody in the comments said Cesar Ruiz over Patrick Queen. That's the big one. You know, that one. And hold on, here's the other one. Vaccaro over Eric Reed. That's the one that got me.
But you got to think that the Patrick Queen one's gonna age even worse.
Yeah, it is.
I tell you, what sits with me with that. Wasn't Jordan Jefferson still on the board?
Nah, I think
was he gone?
Minnesota had already got him.
No, they had already got him.
Yeah. Okay, but see, here's another one. This one ain't
Justin
end up.
Jefferson,
This one ain't end up too bad for the Saints. But they picked Lattimore when they could have got Trey White, Tre'Davious White. You know what I mean? But they both turned out fine. So that one ain't really come back to haunt them like the Ruiz Queen one would. But there's other times like we drafted Pete Werner, the pick after Terrence Marshall was picked. So maybe they would have drafted him. You know what I mean? But
who did we draft? Who did we draft before Deebo Samuel that year? Anybody remember? Who was that year?
McCoy? Was it McCoy that year?
Nah,
Eric McCoy in the second
center
round.
I'd have to, I want to say that we drafted somebody before Deebo Samuel, bro. Like plain as day, bro. Like
I gotta go look that up.
I'm looking it up now.
I could tell you too, man. We all know Sean Payton is a little can be arrogant at times, and he also can be petty. So I wouldn't even put it past him to be like, I'm gonna stick it to you. You know, Louisiana. This is my team. I do what I want to. I ain't listening.
I got a conspiracy theory. I'll let you go ahead, Dan, and I'm coming to my and I'm gonna hit you with my conspiracy theory.
The only 2 players that he drafted were Al Woods and Will Clapp.
Right. In the 7th round, right?
Yeah. Well, Al Woods was the 5th or 6th round. He was
late round picks.
But both of them was late round picks.
And Al Woods still balling in the NFL, by the way.
And then I know they went they signed the Cyril Grayson kid and they signed Quan, they traded for Quan. But other than that, I really don't ever know him even looking at.
They might have had Skylar Green for like 2 games.
Yeah, that was but him and Devery Henderson were before Sean Payton got there. I mean, Devery played under Sean Payton, but he was drafted in the 2nd round by Jim Haslett. Right. Yeah, he was drafted by.
Shout out Jim Haslett, who's in the XFL upcoming. He's one of the coaches in X. I knew that dude was gonna coach until he was old being himself, bro. I knew it, bro. He just struck me as that dude.
What's your conspiracy theory, though, Pooh?
My conspiracy theory: somebody at Ohio State got some photos of. I used to think it was Sean Payton, but Sean Payton's gone. So Mickey Loomis got some photos in Columbus, Ohio, that he don't want to get out. So
yeah,
I mean, you can say the same thing about Cincinnati Bengals and Baton Rouge.
Hey, I'm just
know what I mean. Like
you could say that about Cleveland.
Yeah, that's on both of them, honestly. And on Carter's show, there's a school that or there's a team that drafts a whole bunch of Alabama players.
Baltimore.
Yep.
But see, Baltimore had Ozzie.
Exactly. That's the reason why he was the tie. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's
Ozzie's gone now, though.
Yeah, that's why they drafted Patrick Queen, because Ozzie was gone. Yeah. If Ozzie was there, they wouldn't draft an LSU kid.
All right, so I'm looking at the Debo, the year Debo was. No, the Saints didn't have a pick before.
They didn't have a 1st round pick that year.
First or second before the second. They did draft McCoy in the 2nd.
Oh, New England took N'Keal Harry. before Deebo Samuel. Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what?
And the Eagles.
That's a show.
And who did the Eagles take that year? Is that the year the Eagles took Rager?
No,
that's the year they took Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf.
I think you're right.
Because that was
the only receiver
years.
that went before
With
Deebo
N'Keal Harry
is N'Keal Harry, and then Marquise Brown to the Ravens, who just got traded.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So back-to-back years, the Eagles drafted JJ Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf, and then the next year they drafted Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's just gross. That's gross, bro.
Listen, we may have to come back and do a show about
terrible drafts.
Terrible drafts. We may have to do that. So, all right. So that was the draft class for the Saints. And then they did sign undrafted free agents, a bunch of safeties, and
D. Anderson.
They got D. Anderson.
They got Smoke Monday, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Top of that jersey.
And Tyron is flirting.
With I wanted to ask him that too. Hey, if Devin, if the Saints get Tyron, what would be your first reaction, man? How would you feel about that?
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I really do believe that Tyron's come. I think he's coming to the Saints. Like I'm like 82% sure at this point.
A little birdie, you know.
And you know, and this isn't like I know anything or nothing like that, but like, man, they posted something like on Twitter a week ago about when he got drafted and showed like the draft room and wherever he was at the time. And it was just like, recollecting the moment. And I quote tweeted and I put "and future Saint," and he liked that shit. So, and I know he probably just messing around. I know he wants to be, and dude, he has at this point he just wants to be here. Yeah, but it's just got to make
for an entire month, bro.
It's got to make a little sense. Just got to make a little sense on the paper, bro. And I believe in it. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, Mickey Loomis ain't gonna be able to do it. Mickey Loomis is this is about to happen, bro.
Right. I really I think Landry coming too.
Would be so dope.
Hold on, I just want to look. I want to laugh at this.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Yeah. No, this isn't the Golden Texas podcast, sir.
Can we talk about the Cowgirls? I don't even know. That's why I say every time. I never call them what you said.
Who's their quarterback?
It's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, yes.
Dark-skinned Kirk Cousins. But
the well-seasoned Kirk Cousins.
That will never not be funny to me.
That's hilarious.
Did I ever tell y'all a story about? That's another story. Somebody actually thought when I said Kirk Cousins,
we're gonna have
a slur. Is that a racist?
Hey, if Jarvis don't come to the Saints, I would like to see him go to Green Bay because I think him and Aaron Rodgers would tear it up.
That would be a good fit. That would be a good fit. That would be a good fit.
All right, quick question. Latest on Alvin Kamara. I saw that the court case got delayed.
Pushed back to August.
Forgot about that shit, huh?
It got pushed back to August, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Expectations of the case. I can give you mine. I think it's going. He's going to be suspended, but I see this going to be. It's going to be settled out of court.
Yeah, I think so too. They're gonna drop the charges and he's gonna get civil settlement or something like that. But I say 6-game suspension.
Yeah, I'm thinking 6, bro. I gotta be honest here. I just think that it did. I forgot about it till you brought it up, but now that I remember it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, man. They whooped the piss out that boy. It was ugly, dude.
Yeah. That was ugly. Yeah. That was sad, bro.
It was.
And then the fact that he just pretty much came back and was like, "Yeah, I did it. That was me. That was it. That was my cousin. That's my homeboy." You know what I mean? Like,
A-Town stumped him.
Ain't nothing.
Have you? He wasn't even. Hey, they ain't even want to tell. He was just like.
They ain't even had to give him a cigarette at McDonald's. You know what I mean?
What?
He just started.
What?
Hey, only thing I'm surprised they didn't do is take his pants off and his shoes. I really thought it was wild scene, man.
Hey, it was an episode of The Wire where the kids they played this kid. They brought this dude. So he was like, "Man, I ain't telling y'all nothing." He was like, "All right, well, what you want?" And they brought him some McDonald's, and the other kid walked by and saw the food. And he was like, "Man, But yeah. So all right, last thing, Devin, and then we'll let you get out of here because I know you know you don't want to hang around with us all night.
Man,
But,
you ain't gotta say it like that because I,
I know you got better things.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad you didn't say. I know you got a lot to do because I was gonna be like, nah, I really don't.
All right, around the league, winners and losers of the draft.
Ooh.
I think first and foremost comes to mind the Texans, bro. Loved that like almost every pick they had.
I
So
think
that's a winner.
Winner. I think the Texans drafted pretty solid.
Two teams that I think won at least the first few rounds, the Jets and the Eagles.
Hey, boy, you stole my two.
And the Eagles won it not just with the draft, but with that trade for AJ Brown.
Yeah, you stole my two, dog. You stole my two.
That's
my
why
two.
I went first.
So, all right. So I'm looking at. I mean, obviously Stingley on the Texans. Jalen Petrie, safety from Baylor, don't sleep. John Mechie, receiver from Alabama. Mechie made a lot of plays, bro. Like, I mean, the only thing you worry about with the Texans is that quarterback, and but he kind of did his thing last year, bro.
He didn't have much weapons neither, though.
No, he didn't.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Tyrod. Everywhere he go, Tyrod make noise. He always have an unfortunate injury somewhere that mess him up. Like,
damn,
he got about 4 or 5 games, man.
Yeah, they got Deculus too. Yep.
Damn.
So, losers. Now, I know this. It's funny that this man has what 6 strings. But we still question. Belichick, what were you thinking with that?
He drafted a dude from UT Chattanooga in the first round, dog. And what's
He's
your
gonna
boy?
be a Hall of Famer.
Sean McVay. Sean McVay was like, well, good thing we didn't have him on our board in the 4th round because he's already gone. Like,
hey, Sean didn't take notes, bro.
Hey, nah, they don't draft over there in the rent. They just trade for people. But
yeah, New England never, dude. The last few years, New England has not really drafted good at all. We just talked about one of them, N'Keal Harry over.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they got the Alabama guy last year. I can't think of it.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Oh yeah, that was.
Mac Jones was a good pickup.
Yeah, I think my loser gonna be the Giants.
Always, the Giants are always losers
because that guy the kid they got in the first round is talented, but he got some question marks about him. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
He got some, and then they got
you smoking.
No, he talented, but bro, I don't know how much he really care about football, dog. He going to New York too, and I think that media might eat him up there.
I'm gonna be honest.
He love the spotlight, bro. He another
he can love the spotlight all he want, but he better play good because they're gonna tear him up for loving the spotlight and not playing good.
Let me say
they also drafted Wan'Dale Robinson when they already got a wide receiver room that's stacked up there, and they're trying to get rid of. Their GM came out and said they're not trading Kadarius Toney. Okay. So it makes no sense to, you know what I mean? Because that's what I thought at first too. They're gonna trade Toney, but they said they're not trading him. So why would you draft another receiver when you already got 5?
Yeah, I'd say dude, the Giants are a mess, bro. The Giants are an absolute mess, dude.
I don't know. I like the Thibodeau pick, man.
Well, I just think as a whole, even outside of the draft, I mean, the Giants are. What are the Giants going to do this year, bro?
Evan too.
What are the Giants going to do this year, bro?
They did pick up Flott. That's the only thing I was happy about.
Yeah,
he got talent.
Come on, bro. The Giants,
but y'all not saying the worst pick in the draft was done by the Atlanta Falcons. I mean,
Drake London.
Yeah, that was a reach. They come on.
I'm not gonna say that was the worst pick.
Yeah, that was
a terrible pick, bro.
Well, they did have a questionable draft because they drafted Desmond Ridder over some other quarterbacks too.
Yeah. Now it was so. I'll give you this.
Like
Daniel.
Malik Willis.
It was terrible in the fact that they didn't get a quarterback at that spot. But I think that's what everybody thought.
Yeah, they didn't have any to get though. Quarterback class was terrible.
Yeah, it was whack.
Well,
that quarterback class was terrible.
Honestly, what they could have did, they could have traded back for another first rounder for next year, and they could have got Drake. They could have got him probably at the 20th pick if they wanted.
Yeah,
that kid.
They probably could have.
Yeah, they could have.
He was a 3rd-tier first rounder, wide receiver.
They drafted him first wide receiver off the board.
Yeah,
that
was
was questionable.
Tony, this strike 2. This strike 2, Tony. You about to get booted. you gonna stop disrespecting the 251.
251.
You're gonna stop disrespecting us.
Arizona didn't really get that do that well either.
But they got Hollywood Brown though, so I'm including that as far as that draft,
Yeah.
and that's a good pick.
Word.
Especially whenever you reunite him with Kyler.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna keep Kyler happy. I mean, I guess for now,
Good chemistry.
But I mean, we'll see. I don't think Hollywood Brown is as good as many people say, bro. I think he's just a fast guy, bro.
Okay, check it out like this though. You just mentioned the chemistry that they got from college, and then take out Christian Kirk and slide Hollywood Brown into that offense. And that offense is gonna be with Hopkins and Zach Ertz for a full year, and Hollywood in the slot. They're gonna be better than they were last year. Yeah,
no, they're definitely gonna have a better core, like a better receiving core, no doubt. But I think he's slightly. What did they give up? What did they give up for Hollywood? Just that first and what?
I think a first time.
Not much. I don't think they gave up a whole lot.
It wasn't a lot.
I want to say it was a first and maybe a third.
Yeah, I thought it was a third or fourth, something like
that. But I can't. But see, that trade, and also the trade for AJ Brown were really similar because I think they did.
That's another one. That's another one, bro. Yeah. Overrated, bro. How many times you guys see AJ Brown, bro, choke, bro? I'm just being real. He's Hollywood's better than AJ Brown to me, bro. I'm sorry.
Really?
Bro. I have seen AJ, bro. Dude, how many times and I got to speak from fantasy perspective here because I've drafted this dude every year, bro. Like AJ Brown don't do nothing for like 10 games, bro. Like 10 games. And then they'll have 2 games where he has 2 touchdowns. And dude, nobody holds AJ Brown accountable for what he said last year before the season. He goes, I'm gonna be the best receiver in the league. I would love to see where AJ Brown finished last year, bro, because I guarantee you it wasn't even in the top 40.
Hey, he also got Hurts as his quarterback now this year. So
yeah,
we know how overrated he is.
Who's the Titans receivers at this point?
I don't know if Julio still counts, but Racy, Traylon Burks.
Yeah, Traylon Burks.
Traylon Burks. And
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry ain't no receiving back.
Man, he got offense.
Yeah, he just played.
Tannehill, they might as well move him to tight end and let
move him back to wide receiver.
Move him to wide receiver and let Malik
back to wide receiver. You remember he used to be a wide receiver
was cut.
Somebody said Julio was cut.
Oh, they traded for
Julio. They don't have anybody, bro. And
they traded for Robert Woods.
Oh, okay, good trade.
But he's just coming off of ACL injury.
Yeah, he's coming off injury though, but he should be healthy for the beginning of the season.
Yeah. So
Woods went to the Chargers. They said.
No.
Huh?
Woods went to the Chargers. Huh? I thought he went to the Titans.
I'm pretty sure he went to the Titans.
Rich, don't be giving us false information here.
His name's Rich Gamble. I don't know why I'm taking him serious right now.
My coworker, man. Shout out Big Rich.
Oh man.
I believe everything he typed this in this chat tonight.
That's why Daniel was like, oh yeah, this is Julio. Yeah. Okay. Rich feeding that information. Okay.
Yeah, he went to the Titans. I just looked at it.
Okay, yeah. That's a good pickup for them, man. Robert Woods was a dog before he got injured.
And I will say, coming off of ACL, but ACLs are not like it's not the career ender or the lengthy recovery that it once was. So
it's more of a mental thing too, man.
Word.
All right, Rich. All right, stop putting Rich up there. All right, let's go.
Hey, Daniel, he beat you in fantasy, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Man, this guy, you had to pay this guy soon.
They asked Danny. Is it Danny now? Danny? Okay, Danny. Oh. Come on, Rich. We need to. Rich, you ready to come on the show? We can have a talk about Danny, so we can get some more info. but man, David, listen, it's been great. I love for you to do the whole show with us, but I know, like I said, you have better things to do than hang with us and.
I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette, man. I'm gonna get out of here.
But hey, anytime, more than welcome to come back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been our man. Again, you can give him the hot sauce, but you better hold the mayo.
Appreciate y'all, bro. And check me out, man. I'm doing a show tonight, so I'll be live at 10 o'clock. Y'all take care.
Hey,
All
also,
right.
Devin, drop your link in the comments, man, for your show tonight. Also,
Word, yeah, I definitely will for sure.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for coming, bro.
Hey, y'all be good, man.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, that was Mr. Hold the Mayo himself, fellas. All right, so let's stick with the draft. Let's talk about the LSU side of the draft. LSU players drafted. You had Stingley, number 3 to the Texans.
Hold on. Number 3.
Number 3.
That 3 sound like that's inside the top 10.
It sounds like it's in the top 5.
Yeah, that's crazy. Go
Did
ahead.
you know?
A lot of people was talking that noise.
That is the highest LSU DB drafted since Jerry Stovall was drafted number 2 in 1963. And I was thinking, I was like, man, I thought somebody was drafted that high, but the only other person drafted even remotely that high was Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams was 5, wasn't
he? Yeah. So,
then he's way more talented probably than Jamal Adams, in my opinion.
I'm gonna say he's more talented. I ain't gonna go with the way more.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Is Jamal Adams a one-trick pony?
At this point in his career, I believe he is. I believe he need to be like a linebacker at this point.
Moving the defensive end?
Yeah. Defensive end. Dang, that boy disrespectful.
Ooh, okay. All right, moving on. We're gonna get canceled by all the LSU culture by here. Behind Danny.
Jamal don't like LSU anyways.
Hold on. The views expressed by Daniel are not those of the rest of the members of the Golden Boot.
Hey, we need to put that as a drop.
I really do.
We really do.
All right. So Ed Ingram was number 59 to the Vikings. Cordell Flott. Shout out 251 Tony. Was number 81 to the Giants. TDP was number 93 to the 49ers.
Great situation.
The first ever kicker drafted in LSU kicker drafted Cade York, number 124 to the Browns. Neil Farrell Jr. Shout out 251 again, Tony, to the Raiders. Got Damone Clark, number 176 to the Cowgirls. But you know what? I'm gonna give the Cowboys a little respect because they did pick up Jabril last year, and then they picked up Damone Clark. Then you had Austin Deckles, number 205 to the Texans, Chasen Hines, number 210 to the Patriots, and Andre Anthony in number 248 to the Buccaneers.
Awesome. Hey, and I wish we had like an applause because kudos to Andre Anthony, man. Coming off that injury, all he's been through at LSU, I'm so happy for him.
Hold on. I'm trying to find the graphic or the list because those weren't the only people. You had a lot of people.
You had 4 undrafted free agents.
4 undrafted free agents.
Darren Evans, Liam Shanahan, Jontre Kirkland, and Glenn Logan.
Shout out to Jontre, man. I can't find the list of where they went though. If you find that,
I got you.
Hey, are y'all surprised that Ingram went that high? Because he went in the second round, right?
Yes, he was the second player picked. Yeah. I'm not. Ed was. He actually. I think Ed would have went a lot higher, but Ed had some inconsistencies last year.
I got you right here, bro. Okay. Darren Evans went to the Giants. Liam Shanahan to the Patriots. Glenn Logan to the Browns, and Jontre Kirkland to the Cardinals.
There you go. Jontre with the Cardinals is something to watch. That he can make that roster.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2 things. First, as we know, and we've already stated, none of those, no LSU players, and we already beat this horse, were picked up by the Saints. We've already beat that horse. We ain't even going to go down that road again. But second thing, the last 2 years, LSU has gone 11 and 12?
11, yeah. No. Yeah.
And this year,
6 and 7 last year, 6 and 6.
We went 5 and 5 and 6 and 7.
Yeah.
5 and 5 and 6 and 7. So Last year, I'm sorry, not last year. This year, as we know, Georgia Bulldogs won the Natty. They had 15 players drafted. The number 2 school with players drafted was LSU with 10.
Go Tigers.
That's a. I say.
That's telling.
That's an indictment.
Telling.
That's an
Yeah.
indictment on Ed Orgeron and the staff of the last 2 seasons. Point blank. Period.
Right. You know what?
Team was too talented for that record.
And you know what? Ed Orgeron was going to be my altar call, but I decided to change it because I was feeling the love of God in my heart. But we'll get to that later. But Ed Orgeron, some people just
shout out my boy Cyanosis.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Glad you're here tonight with us, man. But
Thank you,
he said he's not surprised he went there. He was kind of hoping he went to the Bengals.
Hey, that would have been a good fit.
So speaking of,
But,
Dave,
hold
go ahead
on,
and finish your thought.
Can I finish my thought?
That's what I just said. I'm gonna let you finish. Listen, at least I interrupt you for a good reason.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Hey, can y'all like and share?
Yeah. Hey, while he just said that, please like and share. Go ahead, like and share. Do that for your boys. But anyway, Ed Orgeron, terrible. Some people they self-destruct. You know, Ed Orgeron, he did it at Ole Miss. He did it at LSU, unfortunately. And the man brings in talent. You know, he's one of the best recruiters in the land. You know, there's no doubt about that. But, man, when you have as many players drafted the last 2 years and for your record to be what it was, it's just that's terrible, man. That's terrible. I mean, he literally he did it to himself. Everybody wanted to see that old win, except for the national media. They laughed at him. But he had Louisiana backing him. And the only thing we asked for was
appreciate your card, Doug.
Hey, I say this though. Like to the people whenever Ed Orgeron was fired, there was a lot of people saying that he didn't have the talent. You know, they lost so much from the 2019 team and all that. I mean, this right here goes to show you this team still had talent. Yeah. You know what I mean? They just weren't utilizing. They weren't developing it. They weren't putting the talent in the right situation for them to succeed. Or whatever the situation was, they didn't get the most out of this talent, and that's on nobody but the head coach.
Hey, sounds very familiar. Les Miles.
Hold on. This is something else. I know we don't really talk about them.
Hey, I was finna make them my altar call, but I decided that I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah, hey, but you know what's funny? It's not just the Longhorns. It's the entire Big 12. No one was drafted in the first round out of the Big 12.
Didn't they have a kid from Baylor?
Not in the first round? Yeah.
Didn't they have a safety or something?
Check it out.
I think Petrie did go at the end of the first round.
Let's see.
I think Petrie went at the end of the first round.
Tulsa, Georgia, Arkansas. Nobody.
32? Who went 32?
32 was
Lewis out of Georgia.
Oh, Lewis Seen.
Jackson here out of Michigan.
That's who Lewis Seen is the one who went. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's terrible. There's a reason why Texas and OU is coming to the SEC, guys. There's a reason.
Hey, and I wanted to mention this about K. York while we on the draft still. He was the highest drafted kicker since 2016 also. So and the Cleveland Browns were like the worst kicking team last year, so that's probably one reason why they went up.
They just improved a whole lot with that because he set the he set the record right for most 50-yarders made.
Yeah, he got like double digits in his LSU career. Hey, somebody said UConn had more draft picks than Texas. I mean,
that's Rich. Yeah, that's
I think what was it? Washita Baptist, Jackson State, Southern, South Carolina State. All these schools had more than Texas, though. It wasn't just UConn.
All right, let me ask you a question. So much talent from that national championship team. Yes, it was. It was speaking of that, LSU 2019 team, only 2 of the starters from that team weren't drafted. But then if you look at all the players that were either role players coming straight off the bench, filling in, that team, you could fill a NFL roster with that team. So At least you can have a starting lineup. Are you surprised? Is there anybody that wasn't drafted that surprised you?
That wasn't.
Wasn't or that failed
That did get drafted.
or that failed really hard that
Kobe
surprised
Dean,
you?
man.
The Kobe, that's the one that comes to mind for me.
Yeah. Because I mean, the kid is talented. Of course, he played on a souped-up Georgia defense, probably one of the best defenses of all time. I mean, you can make an argument. I don't think they're better in
But he
2011
won the
LSU.
buckets.
But he got a pectoral issue that might need surgery. That's one reason why he failed.
Okay, but you had Jameson, the Alabama wide receiver, who's not going to play for the entire
Yeah,
rookie year.
he already had surgery though. Some teams wanted N'Kobe Dean to have surgery, and he didn't want to have surgery. So it was more than like an ACL injury. We know what that is. You know what the recovery time for that is. You know how he gonna bounce back from that. It's a little bit different whenever teams have a red flag, on your medical, and you don't necessarily agree with the decision that they have for you. You know what I mean?
Or
It's
you
a
try to
totally
hide it.
different situation. Yeah, it's a totally different situation. Not to mention, we saw what Jameson Williams was like. There was no question about what his talent was. There was a little bit of question about N'Kobe Dean and the fact that he's undersized a little bit. He isn't the quickest. He isn't the fastest,
Who
and
that was?
he
Mosquito
had
again?
he had all that talent around him. And so some people had different grades. Some people didn't think he was a first round pick at all before even the injury. So
That's nuts.
I mean,
Look, I tell you this: he's captain of a national championship football team. Crazy numbers when it came to the combine, and the kid can ball. He was all over the field. He's a sideline to sideline linebacker. I know people were talking about, well, he's 5'11". Okay, how tall is Devin White? You get what I'm saying? Like to me
he ain't Devin White, bro.
no, he's not Devin White. I'm not saying that he is Devin White, but you can't use that as far as height.
I mean, but it's not
he
just
went in the
height.
third round, right?
Yeah, it's height and other things though, bro. It's not like he was just drafted because he was 5'11". He failed because he was 5'11" to begin with. Like, and then it was all those other questions. Like they had 6 guys from their defense get drafted in the first round, bro. Like that, like how with all that talent around him, it's easy for somebody to look good. You know what I mean? So,
Come on,
I,
man.
is it not?
No,
How is it not?
to win the buckets.
Arguably, that we just had the argument on this show that he shouldn't have won the buckets.
Yeah, that was
Well, if he shouldn't, I don't think
Carter.
Imran should have won the buckets.
I'm just saying though, like that was a debate to begin with whether or not he deserved the buckets. So his numbers weren't
No, not
great
compared to his numbers. Heck no.
That's what
I
I'm
wish we
saying.
had to, yeah.
So I mean, like
Talent wise, I think he deserves it.
Oh yeah, he's talented.
Thank you,
for
Danny.
sure. But when you look at all those pieces around him, and they had 3 guys drafted on the first round on their defensive line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have talent on their defense, so it's easy for a guy to look better when you're surrounded by all that guys. When you're surrounded by all that talent.
All right, well, look, you can say what you want to say, unknown producer. Okay. But the Kobe Dean, what was his ranking coming out of high school?
He was
He was ranked pretty
top.
high.
He
Yeah.
was pretty high. So it's obvious that the kid has always had talent. No doubt.
Yeah, nobody's denying that.
Right. But you're talking about a pectoral injury. There's tons of people who tear their pec and they come back fine.
And you got to miss the whole next season, though.
Like I said before, Jameson Williams is going to miss the entire next season also. No matter if he had his surgery before.
Maybe not. But it's like what Jameson Williams is. Like, there's no question about him. There's people who question what N'Kobe Dean is. So I mean, you can't compare the two situations. And the ACL injury is nowhere near the same as the pectoral injury. It's not the same. But to answer your question, Pooh, the person that failed the most to me that I didn't think would fall that far was Malik Willis. Because of his position, quarterback. I mean, we only had one go in the first round, which is usually was unlikely. I mean, well, not unlikely, but uncommon. And then I thought he would have went before some of the other quarterbacks that were drafted before him, like Desmond Ridder and people like that.
Okay.
Man, Willis to me was definitely overrated though. I mean, the fact that he played at Liberty, he didn't play against nobody.
Bro. Okay.
Was Josh Allen overrated? Was Zach Wilson overrated?
He played at Wyoming.
Zach Wilson. He played at BYU.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's better than Liberty.
I'm gonna say this.
How is it they're both independent. Sounds that one better than the other.
But he's playing better competition. So BYU hasn't played LSU.
The views expressed by Daniel are not those of the Golden.
BYU played LSU what 2-3 seasons ago?
Was Zach Wilson on that team?
I don't know.
So it don't matter. You bringing up who they played when he wasn't on the team is irrelevant. Like he said, Ole Miss.
They played. Come on, man.
Bro, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is SEC.
They played Ole Miss. They played Syracuse. Oh, matter of fact, let me pull up their schedule.
Please pull up their schedule. Pull up their schedule and also pull up BYU schedule.
I'll pull up BYU
and let's see which one is harder.
I'm gonna go with Liberty. So
and while y'all doing that, I sing. Or you got it.
Yeah, I got it right here. They had Eastern Michigan, ULL, UMass.
Say it with your chest. We can't hear you.
They had UAB, Old Dominion. Hold on.
All right. The year that Zach Wilson was drafted, BYU played Navy, Troy, Louisiana Tech, UTSA, Houston, Texas State, Western Kentucky, Boise State, North Alabama, Coastal Carolina, and San Diego State.
Okay. Who did Liberty play last year?
All right. So last year, Liberty played Campbell, Troy, Old Dominion, Syracuse, UAB, Middle Tennessee, Louisiana Monroe, North Texas, UMass, Ole Miss, ULL, Army, and then in the bowl game, they played Eastern Michigan.
Okay. Now, who had the hardest schedule?
Liberty.
I'm gonna go with Liberty.
What?
They had a Power 5 school on there.
They had 2 Power 5s. They had Ole Miss and Syracuse.
Yeah. And BYU had none.
And they played UAB, ULL. They played UAB. They played
pretty good.
UAB was really good. UAB beat BYU in the bowl game.
Okay, come on, guys.
Come on, bro.
I mean, my thing is you can't sit up here and them schedules ain't that far apart to where you got questions about one. Hold on, bro. You can't. Those schedules ain't that far apart to where if you can sit up there and say 1 week and the other one ain't. You know, if 1 week then the other one week too. If you got questions about Malik Willis because of his schedule, then you had to have questions about Zach Wilson because of his schedule. And I know for a fact Josh Allen's schedule was probably worse than that. What about Carson Wentz? What about Trey Lance?
No, Ant. Think about this.
Trey Lance played for a powerhouse.
Trey Lance played for FCS.
Powerhouse.
FCS.
Powerhouse.
The school he played on was a powerhouse. What about the schools they played against?
Come on, man.
The schools Trey Lance played against weren't powerhouses.
Come on, man.
No, I'm sorry. James Madison is very tough this time of year. Hey,
it's a difference whenever you're coming from a winning program. It's a winning program. Liberty isn't a winning program,
bro.
Yes, have you not seen them the last few years?
Come on, man.
They lost one game last year. I mean, in 2020.
Who's Liberty's coach?
Ole Miss's ex-coach. I can't even think of his name.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze. So you telling me he don't know? So you telling me he don't know how to develop a quarterback?
Hey, we'll see in 2-3 years if he's still in the NFL.
And what's Trey Lance done?
That he's not.
What's Trey Lance done?
This is his second year. He's going into his second year.
But you saying that Willis ain't gonna have a career based off college. Trey Lance been in the league and ain't even took what?
I'm saying
snaps.
Yeah, that's perfect. Let him develop.
Daniel.
Don't throw him in that fire right now. I'm saying your boy Willis is overrated.
Daniel, time out. I want to. Do you know that we talk about on the HBCU hour? It don't matter. You know, since talent is talent,
right? I get that.
But you're literally saying, "Oh, Malik Willis was at Auburn. He left Auburn because of politics and went to Liberty. to play under Hugh Freeze.
He left Auburn because he couldn't get on the field.
No,
You
he
crazy.
left Auburn.
You
He
got
left
some-
Auburn because Auburn was gonna start Bo Nix no matter
Nix.
what. No matter what, even though he was the better quarterback in spring camp.
How you know he was the best quarterback?
Have you not seen Bo Nix play?
How,
You want go
hey,
read,
I seen
go read,
I seen what
go
Bo
read,
Nix did to
go
LSU.
read, go read any article. Go read any article from Auburn writers from that year. Go read them.
Hey,
Bro.
look at the chat.
Bro.
So you tell me this. What offers did Trey Lance have coming out of college?
Wait, what?
What offers did Trey Lance coming out of high school?
What offers? Honestly, I don't know.
None that was Power 5.
That's good.
So if Malik Willis overrated, then what is Trey Lance? Trey Lance went number 3 overall. Malik Willis went in the second, third round. So how is he overrated if he went in the second, third round?
Because I
went number 3 overall.
Because I feel as though all the hype that was around Willis was only because this quarterback class was weak. Any other class, he would not have as much hype. He just wouldn't. And it proves it. Because the way he went in the draft with a weak class.
Daniel.
Okay.
There have been so many quarterbacks that have transferred from Power 5s to
guys, I get it,
to lower level and have done pretty good things in the NFL. Joe Flacco, he went to Pitt to Delaware.
He went to Delaware
and won a Super Bowl.
I get it.
I'm just saying,
Willis is not that.
How? Why? Okay. Have you not seen this guy throw? Have you not seen this guy play?
He had.
I seen it. I seen his pro day. I watched his highlights. I don't think he that. That's just my opinion. If y'all think he that, and you know what, I hope he is good. If he's good, I'll come in here and I say, you know what, I was wrong.
Man, you just said the man was gonna be out the league in 2 years.
You say what?
You just said the man was gonna be out the
exactly
league
because that's what I believe.
I guarantee you he won't be out the league in 2 years.
Okay, then I think he will.
All right. Well,
we can visit this conversation.
Okay, and to answer your question, one person I was surprised that didn't get drafted. We'll talk about it this week when we do the HBCU hour.
You relying on Chris to back you up. Yeah.
Chris also said that
Amari Cooper
was a top
5 receiver. So yeah.
But anyway,
at one point in time, he would be considered that.
Boy, never.
And let's have logical conversation.
I ain't about to down that hill. Go ahead.
Akil Glass. That's one person I thought he would get picked up late rounds. Also, what's the kid from FAMU?
That's Marquise Bell.
He signed as an undrafted free agent. I thought he would get picked up. So those are some names that I thought. But
we did have a lot of them guys get drafted though that we mentioned.
Yeah. Hey, maybe I'm telling you, come watch the HBCU hour. You'll be fairly entertained and learn some things. All right, so LSU football. Nick Brossette joined the staff this week. It was announced he is going to be like pretty much a like high school liaison. Or I forget the official title, but once again, Brian Kelly bringing in LSU guys, bringing that family back and showing that love that he's that family. He's bringing that back. So
you know what? And I've met Nick Brossette. Actually, I met him at the beach. I approached him like a groupie.
He had an 8-pack too. Like what's your boy name?
Chili Paul.
Nick, not Chili Paul. No, Nick is not a crackhead. So
I ain't say, but he's an athlete.
but in all seriousness, Nick is a really nice guy. And I think he's going to be perfect for that role. And being that he is a Baton Rouge guy, I think it's a match made in heaven, man. I think he's going to do an excellent job.
I do too.
Yep.
I look forward to it. Also, good news: Major Burns has been cleared to return to play. We know that DB play was more of the boundary DBs, but having that veteran presence back in the deep secondary is going to be good to have. And unfortunately, the portal giveth, the portal taketh away. Joe Evans is back in the portal. Much love to Joe, man. I wish him the best. I have no idea what's saying, and I'm not going to try to speculate. I know he's a good kid though.
Yeah.
And
big ups to Mr. Evans. You raised a good kid, man.
Yeah, so wish him the best. Now, basketball side. Again, let's stick with this portal. Efton Reed announced he is going to Gonzaga.
Crazy. I did not see that one coming.
At all.
That's a great, hey, honestly,
I
salute to
laughed.
him. That's a great fit, bro. That's a great fit.
Yeah. And then is it Jarrell Colbert?
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State.
Yep.
All right. But the McMahon makeover is in full effect. Jalen Reed committed and Tyrell Ward committed yesterday.
Huge
Two
commits.
huge commits.
Let me ask you guys, with these
stretch forwards.
With these recent commitments, do you think that, I guess, the punishment from the NCAA is going to be as tough? Do they know something that we don't? And also with the NCAA guy, the guy stepping down, does that also could lessen that blow also?
I got another conspiracy theory.
Nah, I think more than anything, I think I don't think Mark Emmert has nothing to do with it, honestly.
Okay.
I think it's more so the law that the Congress is trying to pass that might restrict the punishment more than anything else. You know what I mean? But then again, bro, with these one and dones, like you could just get them on your campus. Like it's all about how you recruit them. And the guy from Memphis, I forgot his name, the coach we got from Memphis, he's a great recruiter, bro. And I think he just has relationships with these kids, bro. And honestly,
Tappert?
Yeah, Topper, something like that. Yeah. And get like when you have relationships with these kids, sometimes like you can get them to say, you know what, who cares if I go, you know what I mean, to the tournament or not? You know what I mean? Like they just want to be around coaches that they know care about them and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
I do want to mention this because that's another one. I don't know if he has a spot, if he's going to end up having a spot if he waits too long.
Oh, he'll have a spot here.
Okay.
He's that good. But he better hurry up and make his decision though. But I honestly, like you say, bro, like I was saying, I don't know, man. I still personally I think you're gonna get a postseason ban at least 1 year. But I like if McMahon had sold them on staying for 2-3 years, and you know what I mean, maybe he's like, all right, you might miss the postseason your first year, but your second or third year, you know what I mean, you'll be able to go. It's all about how the pitch they giving them. I can see it going both ways.
How crazy would it be that this team would be probably one of the best teams, like on paper, be one of the best teams LSU has I guess you say fielded in a minute, and they won't be able to go to the tournament.
Hey, but you know what's crazy? I bet you that if they do get to go to the tournament, they make it farther than the tournament than last year's team did.
I bet. Hey, I wonder if I shouldn't say it. McMahon, I'm gonna say if McMahon tops the all-time
y'all call me Missy.
NCAA tourney wins of
you're talking about if he breaks Will Wade's one
yeah.
I'm not as messy as Petty Murphy.
I'm not messy, I'm just petty.
All right, fellas. We're just gonna do it a little bit though. A little bit. Talk some baseball. So, big weekend against Georgia. Must-win series. LSU won game 1 in pretty convincing fashion. Georgia did out hit LSU, but Mikael Hilliard pitched a game of his life. He pitched like this was the last one he had, and he threw 180 million pitches.
Hey, I don't know why he wasn't the Friday night starter from the beginning, bro.
So that's another question. That might be one. That might be one for the TA guys or for Benny because Benny Latino. Shout out to Benny Latino. Blake Money, like starting off, like I know what he is now, but starting off before the injury, before the wrist injury. He was hot, and then it was like, I mean, for like 2 or 3 games, and then all of a sudden it just started going down, and it was right around the time of wrist injury. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But I agree.
He just don't look like a starter, bro. And honestly, he did have a beginning, first few games where he looked good. But if you go off like last year, you know what I mean? Like he just never really looked like a true starter to me. He just like I was grateful for what we got them first 3 games because I mean I wasn't expecting that honestly. So
we may have the best bullpen in the SEC. The way some of them guys. Hey, am I going? I mean, Razorman, Cooper,
we got a deep bullpen, but I
and
don't know
Gervais.
about that. I don't know about that.
We got about 30 more seconds, right?
Oh no. Game 2, LSU was in it until they weren't. Georgia blew that thing wide open in the what was it, 9th? Yeah, they blew it wide open, and it wasn't even close. And it came down to today, the bomb by Doty, 2-run blast to walk it off.
Walk it out.
So it's gonna be interesting.
And that's a good question for my boy Cyanosis right there, though.
Group chat was getting into this. Who do y'all think is our best overall player on the team?
I hear a lot of people talk about Blake Money.
Boy, no, you don't.
I always hear Blake Money. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If y'all haven't noticed, I am not the biggest baseball fan. I ain't.
We literally was just talking about how he
was.
I know, but I was listening. But I always hear people talk about Blake Money.
I'm gonna give my answer, and it's probably not the one that everybody else is gonna say. I say Trey Morgan.
Yeah.
I know he kind of banged up right now. Yeah, I'm with you, Sinos. I know he kind of banged up right now.
What position Trey Morgan play?
First
he
base.
Plays first, but he could play outfield if he needed to.
I heard he could have been. Paul actually thought about putting him at shortstop, but he's left-handed. That's the only.
Yeah. But I mean, the kid's a crazy athlete. He hadn't quite got the power that Cruz has, or Barry has yet, but I think he can hit for average. He can get on base real well. He's great in the field, and the fact that he can play multiple positions is what the power is going to come with a guy like Trey. Whenever he's got the frame for it to put the muscle on to get the power, but he got the speed. He's honestly a 5-tool player. He just don't play in the field where he can show off his arm.
Let's see. You took Trey. Let's see, to be different. Producer said Cruz.
I said Blake Money.
I'm ignoring you. That's kind of hard. I might have to say Stevenson right now.
He playing really good right now, bro. Yeah. Doty would be my other one. Yeah, Doty would be my other one. The only thing about Doty is I don't know how many positions he can play. Cruz can play multiple outfield spots. Barry can play right or third, or left if probably necessary. The Trey can play any outfield spot in first. I just don't know what Doty can play besides second and maybe short. So he's a little more limited in his versatility, but dude pretty good. I mean, that bat for a second baseman is crazy.
All right. Well, that wraps up baseball. Daniel, do you want to talk about anything else before I jump into off the call? Because I'm just I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
You look like you got.
You look like you itching to say something.
Yeah.
Nah, I think Ed Ogeron is. Man, what y'all think of Ed O doing right now?
I have no idea.
A blonde.
Boy. On that note,
hear the music.
Yeah, go ahead and start that out.
I'm sorry. All right.
Oh man.
Hey. Okay. All right. Daniel, I'm gonna let you go last because you got a positive note.
Hey, shout out Ed O in the chat.
Thank you, Mike.
Hey, Mike Scarborough. Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Me or you? Who want to go first?
It don't matter.
You know what? I'll take this thing first. Patrick Beverly, come holler at me. Patrick Beverly. You guys played a play-in game and you beat the Clippers, your former team. And I understand the excitement got to you. You jumped up on the table, threw your hands in the air. You did the full D Wade. You did the Michael Jordan, the fist pump, the Kobe. You did it all for a play-in game. And then you lost in the first round. You did. You made this big spectacle and then you lost. Um, I would expect nothing less from an Arkansas guy. That's all I'm gonna say. Patrick Beverly, do better.
Wow. Shots at Arkansas, huh? Tony Vitello, come on down to the altar, please, sir. So I forgot what day this was. Friday night, Saturday, one of them days. I think it was Saturday night. Kid, they playing Auburn. Kid from Auburn hits a home run and does his little bat flip. And Tony Vitello chunks the bat back to the Auburn dugout and has a few choice words for the Auburn dugout because Auburn's showing a little showboating, a little celebration for their home run. This is the same Tennessee team that celebrated tonight whenever they hit a home run and celebrates every home run they hit more excessively than any other team in the SEC. Hey, Tony Vitello, you want to be a bully? You want to be the big bad guy in the SEC? Well, if you're going to dish that stuff out, you got to learn how to take it, bro. You got to do better, man.
Man, DJ, go ahead and cue that video, please.
I honestly don't have the words to put together to summarize the feeling that I have regarding you and being one of your parent. I've watched you since you were a little boy grow and do spectacular things. I've admired you since you were a young man, and I've watched you blossom into one heck of a young adult. And being able to come along with you on this ride and this journey has been amazing for us. And again, those words that I just mentioned don't even summarize or begin to scrape the surface of how proud I am and how happy I am for you. I always tell you that a lot of people never meet their favorite athlete, but I've had the pleasure to watch mine and raise mine his entire life, and I love you.
Yeah. So, of course, that video was very touching. That was Drake London's father. The reason why I wanted to make this my altar call, because oftentimes whenever the draft comes on, you hear the worst stories, right? They take you back to the young man's worst time of his life. And oftentimes, if fathers are around, they don't bring those fathers, they don't bring them to the forefront or let them speak. It's always a sad sob story. So in this situation here for Drake London, I think it's very important that America sees that there are positive black male fathers in the house that love their sons, that they're not afraid to say they love their sons and show them how much they love their sons. So I think this video right here was very touching to me because whenever I think about my son, of course, if he decides to go to the NFL, I believe he can do anything he wants to. I would hope that, we could have that relationship and that the world can see that, man, they are black fathers out there that's doing what they're supposed to do. And not only that, they love their sons and their sons love them. So kudos to Drake London's father for those words. And man, it was just so proud to see that. And not only that, I hate that he plays for the Atlanta Falcons, but go Saints.
Hey, facts, bro. And I just want to say too, it's good to see that transparency, bro. You know what I mean? It's good to see that black man not try to hide his feelings and show that outpour of emotion to his son. We need more of that in the world, bro.
Hey, Daniel, I wanna ask, is Drake London dad like by you? Because you was like kept looking at him.
No, I was just looking at my thoughts.
Yeah, look, he had that thought bubble right here. You know what I mean? He was trying to read that.
Hey,
thought
it
bubble.
popped up like this. Hey, I'll have to try to figure out how to edit it. So if y'all watch the replay, it's gonna go boop boop boop, and then Hey, nah, man. Hey, great show. I want to thank Devin Hold the Mayo for coming on. Thank everybody in the chat for tuning in with all our foolishness. I want to thank Ed O for giving us more laughs.
Shout out to everybody in the comments.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the
Hey,
comments.
shout out my boy Mike Scarborough, man. The GOAT.
Hey, the
Hey,
GOAT
GOAT.
of everything recruiting.
Yeah.
The GOAT of everything LSU media, man.
Go
That dude
subscribe.
is the true GOAT, bro.
So, but on
And
that note,
Sionis also.
cyanosis. What?
Cyanosis, man.
Oh, my bad.
Dang.
That's a hard word, but go ahead.
It means one with a big forehead. No. All right. All right. I'm done for the night.
Yeah, I heard it was Native American too. From the Big Head tribe.
Can we cut this off?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and like that, we're out. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.